दोस्तों साथीहरु हजुरहरुलाई आज सिभिल इन्जिनियरिङ ल्याबोरेटरी टेस्टहरुको बारेमा जानकारी गराउने क्रममा अथवा भिडियो डेमो देखाउने क्रममा चाहिँ भिडियो ट्युटोरियल देखाउने क्रममा चाहिँ आज म साथी हजुरहरुलाई चाहिँ एग्रिगेट इम्प्याक्ट भ्यालु AIV टेस्टको बारेमा यसको डेफिनेसन, यसको अब्जेक्टिभ र यसको एपारेटुस र स्याम्पल प्रिपरेसन र प्रोसिड्युर ड्राई टेस्ट, यसको फर्मुला र यसको फिगर जस्ता विभिन्न टर्मिनोलोजी, मेथोडोलोजी, टेस्ट प्रोसिड्युर, डेफिनेसन जस्ता भिडियो ट्युटोरियल चाहिँ देखाउन लागिरहेको छु। आदरणीय साथीहरु, इम्प्याक्ट भ्यालु AIV एग्रिगेट इम्प्याक्ट AIV भनेको चाहिँ हामीले कुनै पनि स्ट्रक्चरहरु, मेसनरी स्ट्रक्चरहरु अथवा स्ट्रक्चरहरु, संरचनाहरु निर्माण गर्दाखेरि त्यसमा चाहिने एग्रिगेटको चाहिँ मापदण्डको एग्रिगेट छ कि छैन भनेर चाहिँ एग्रिगेट इम्प्याक्ट भ्यालु AIV टेस्ट हामीले ल्याबोरेटरी टेस्टमा एकदम इन्जिनियरिङ स्पेसिफिकेसन अनुसार टेस्ट गर्छौं। र AIV टेस्ट भनेको के हो र कसरी गरिन्छ र यसको डेफिनेसन, अब्जेक्टिभ र एपारेटुस र स्याम्पल प्रिपरेसन र यसको प्रोसिड्युरको बारेमा म हजुरहरुलाई बताउने नै छु। सो भिडियो हेरौँ है त आदरणीय साथीहरु। आजको टपिकमा एग्रिगेट इम्प्याक्ट भ्यालु AIV डेफिनेसन। द एग्रिगेट इम्प्याक्ट भ्यालु इज अ relative measure of the resistance of an aggregate to the sudden shock or impact. Objective: this method of test cover the procedure for the determine the aggregate impact value of coarse aggregate. Apparatus 1. An impact testing machine having a circular metal base plate of diameter 300 mm fitted with freely driven cylindrical metal top or hammer weight 13.5 to 14 kg, having 100 mm diameter and 50 mm long with a 2 mm chamfer at the lower edge and fitted with the mains for the raising the hammer and allowing it to the fall freely between the vertical line from a height of 380 above 5.0 mm onto the test sample in the cup and mains for adjusting the height of the fall within 5 mm. 2. A cylindrical steel cap of the internal diameter 102 mm, internal depth 15 mm and not less than 6.3 mm thick with its inner surface cast hardened. 3. The IS shape of size 12.5 and 10 and 2.3 mm. 4. A cylindrical metal measure having inner diameter 7.5 and internal depth 15 mm. 5. Tamping rod or straight metal tamping rod of circular cross section 10 mm in diameter and 230 mm long rounded at on end. 6. Balance of capacity not less than 500 gram red blade and accurate to 0.1 gram. 7. Oven or well ventilated oven thermometrically controlled to the maintain at temperature of 105 centigrade to 110 centigrade. Sample preparation. 1. Take the test sample consisting of the aggregate, the whole of which is past 12.5 mm IS shape and is related on 10 mm IS shape. Dry the aggregate, compressing the test sample in an oven for the period of the 4 hours or till such time that its weight become constant at the temperature of 105 centigrade to 110 centigrade. Allow to cool the aggregate at room temperature. To use the aggregate, as obtained above for the conducting the test in dry condition following the procedure described below. For the conducting the test under wet condition, pressure to the oven dried sample in water of 3 days, surface dry the sample by suitable cloth and blow the procedure described later in this section. Procedure die test 1. Aggregate shall be the filled in the cylindrical measure in the 3 layer by tamping with layer by 25 blow. Determine the net weight of the aggregate in the measure. Transfer the sample from the measure to the cup of the aggregate impact testing machine and compact it in by tamping 25 minutes. 2. The hammer is resized to the height of 38 cm above the upper surface of the aggregate in the cup and allow to the filling on the specimen. 3. After subjecting the test specimen to the 15 blow, the cross hand aggregate is shipped in IS 2.36 mm ship size. 4. Weight of the fraction passing through the IS 2.36 mm ship. Observation of the calculation W1 minus W2 aggregate impact value AIV by W1 into 100, where W1 weight of aggregate sample filling in the cylindrical in gram, W2 weight of the fraction written on IS 2.36 mm ship in gram, weight 3 weight of the fraction passing from the IS 2.36 mm ship size gram. Note: if the total weight W2 plus W3 is less than the initial weight W1 by more than 1 gram, of result shall be the described and fresh test be the made. Worksheet. Aggregate impact value, dry density, name of the project, date, tested by, test number 1, 2, 3, average observation, weight of the aggregate sample filling the cylindrical in gram, W1, weight of the fraction written on the IS 2.36 mm in gram, W2, weight the fraction passing through the IS 2.36 mm ship size in gram, W3, AIV W1 minus W2 bhaga W1 into 100% average AIV. Procedure weight test 1. Summarize the sample in water for days, mark it surface dry and put the sample in the cup of testing machine. Fix the cup firmly on position on the base of the machine. Rise at the hammer until fill pressure 380 mm above of the upper surface of the aggregate in the cup and allow to the fill freely. 3. Subject the test sample 15 shots blow. Defense remove of the cross hand aggregate from the cup and ship in 2.36 mm IS ship. Wash it with water till no further significant amounts pass in the minute. 5. Dry the fraction written on the receipt at 105 centigrade to 110 C and weight of the accuracy of 0.1 gram. Subtract of the weight of the portion written on the ship weight B from the weight of the oven dried sample to the gate weight of the portion passing the ship. Express this weight as the percentage of the original weight to the gate aggregate impact value as below. A minus B aggregate impact value A into 100, where weight of the oven dried sample being weight of the fraction written on 2.36 mm IS ship. Worksheet aggregate impact value test. Dear friends, is all dimension in millimeters AIV equipment figure. Looking pin for the results machines, adjusting stop for the results, lifting handle, र racing counter to the correct number of the blow, 2 mm cylinder, results claw, top weight of 3.5 to 14 kg, height 380, dear friends, all dimension in the millimeters, circle base, dear friends, figure. त आदरणीय साथीहरू, तपाईहरुलाई मैले आज चाहिँ एसीबी मेसिनको बारेमा, एसीबी भनेको के हो, एसीबी को प्रोसिडर, यसको डेफिनेसन, यसको स्याम्पल विधि र यसमा कस्तो किसिमको मटेरियलहरु लाग्छ, सो सम्पूर्ण विधि विधान र भिडियो ट्युटोरियल हजुरलाई सम्प्रेषण गरेको छु। सो यति भन्दै आजलाई अर्को कन्टेन्टमा भेटौं भन्दै आजलाई बिदा दिनुहोस् है त। हस्त नमस्ते।